with another Q&J. Sorry this took longer to set up than normally. My phone would not work with me at all. I had to check to see if this actually is working with my mic now. I just want to see if the mic is actually working. Okay, it is. It's actually really loud too. But yeah, sorry. For some reason, my phone mic, the mic on my phone would not pick up on StreamYard. It wouldn't pick up at all tonight. I restarted it like 3 times. It wouldn't do it. So I'm trying to boot it up again. But for now, I'm just going to go off my Chromebook one. Hey, my quality looks good. Oh, it's my actually. I don't like this quality because it's from my Chromebook, so it's not really great top quality. So welcome Burning Exter, welcome Mike Manhattan, welcome Tevia. He said, "Damn, your quality looks good." I don't think it does, but thank you. Mike Manhattan says, "Have you seen the Joker yet?" Yes, I have. I was going to do a little big screen, but I couldn't get anyone to join me for it because of schedules and everything. It also landed on the weekend that came. The weekend we were going to do was also because I was going to have Mike Real School come on, but that was also the weekend of Canadian Thanksgiving. So he had family in, or he went to see family, I forget which. So he had to cancel, and then the couple other people didn't get to see it. So, but I plan on talking about that somewhere in the future. I don't know where, and maybe I'll just do a video on it, and then I'm going to do some other stuff coming up. But yeah, that's why I didn't do a little big screen for that. Tevia says hello, welcome Tevia. He says that's odd. Yeah, it's just weird. My phone, the microphone wouldn't let me go on. It kept like when you go on. Anybody who doesn't know, when you go on, it shows you your microphone on the side, and when you talk, I always do a little test. I say hello, 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 and I see if the bar goes up or down, and it didn't go up or down. It just stayed gray. So after I rebooted my phone a couple times, I was like, screw it, I'm wasting time. I'll just use the laptop. So Burning says looks fine by me. Tevia says looks fine by me. Let's see. Mike Man says, have you ever heard of the Fire Festival? I'm not sure. There's so many festivals, and some include fire in some way, like the Burning Man Festival and all that. And I know there's a Fire Festival with F-I-R-E and not F-Y-R-E. So I'm not sure. Let me know about it, and maybe I did hear of it. See, Burning says, I really like Joker a lot. That and Shazam, DC kind of has redeemed themselves for 6 years of terrible films. Yeah, I think, what I think it is? DC's going to do a different model now, right? Before they were doing, we had to do this big universe because, Marvel has a universe, so we need a universe because that's what everybody wants. And it didn't work for them. They didn't have the same, and I talked about this on the Discord recently. I'm going to do an article on this on Comic Fanatic, so I'm going to do an article on this. But I think Marvel really, DC really did not have a plan going into it, so that's what they're screwing up with that. And they try to play catch up with Marvel, and they shouldn't have. They should have played their own game, or at least if they were going to play catch up, do it right and not rush into it. They went from phase 1 to phase 4, like that, They didn't build anything. They just gave us Man of Steel, then Batman vs. Superman, then Justice League. So it was like solo film, triple film, team film, and that's it. Where Marvel gave us a whole bunch of solos and then gave us the team that we earned. Like they earned that team. But yeah, I do like the model that they go with. And I hate that people are like, oh, the Joker is so violent, blah, blah, blah. It normalizes violence. We have the news that's on every single day that talks about shootings and everything like that. And what do? They explain, the guy had, a hard life, or, they were, sexually molested as a child, and that's why they killed that person or whatever. The news always tries to make the person also seem human any story does. They try to make a person, the perpetrator, seem a little bit human. I don't think it made it normal. And it's the same exact thing with people who say, oh, well, Grand Theft Auto is promotes violence, but doesn't make you commit violence. Just because you see something that has violence in it does not make you go commit it. If it does, there's something else that's broken inside your mind that made you do that. It's not because, oh, I saw a movie or I played a video game that I'm going to go do this now. It doesn't do that. So I hate people who get all high and mighty on the political ladder and you're like, oh, well, it promotes violence and it normalizes it and it says it's okay. It makes you feel bad for them, and screw you. I mean, come on, get over it. Debbie says, so any expectations on the upcoming Terminator movie? I expect it to do well initially. I'm not sure if it will be done, if it will be good, but I think a lot of people are going to go see it just for the nostalgia factor. You have the stars coming back for it, so everybody wants to go see it, you know? Let's see. Burning says, seeing the decent reviews, I'm optimistic for the new Terminator movie. JLS says, I'm hearing best since T2. See, I've been staying away from reviews. I always stay away from reviews until I see the movie myself, because I never want to go into it having an image in my head. You know, I want just my own experience to happen. And then that's when I read reviews after I make my review. Mike Mann says, look up the Fire Festival on YouTube. It's the funniest disaster of the decade. I'll look that up after the show. JLS says, hello, JLS, and welcome. You missed Talking Trek, but you made it to Q&J, so you are forgiven, my friend. And I forgot to say, tonight's Friday. I got all kinds of, with my technical difficulties, I forgot to do the intro. It's Friday night, and the mood is right. Gonna have some fun, show you how it's done, TJIF. That's the little thing. It's a little nostalgia, and it's a little bit, I co-opted it. Tevye says WB rushed it. Yeah, because they need a new franchise. They did. They didn't have Harry Potter. They didn't have Lord of the Rings anymore. So they needed a new franchise that was going to be their DC movies. And then they screwed their pooch. Let's see. Bernie says, here's a good question. What are some of the funniest bad movies you've seen? The funniest, like, ha, ha, ha. Probably Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. Like, those I love. There's a great movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's a horrible movie, but it's funny. It's called Summer Camp Nightmare. And there's another one called Cutting Class. My cousins and me, we have this little thing about cutting class. There's a scene in it where the guy is like, he's in the gym in school, and he's dribbling the basketball, and he's like, boom, boom, boom. And he goes, he shoots, he scores. Yes, I'm better than Dwight. We say that all the time to each other as like a little inside joke, and we just crack up with it. It's like a couple of my cousins who we've seen it, and then there's another one called Summer Camp Nightmare, where there's a song in it called it goes beef 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 bologna, beef 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 bologna. It's just a funny, dumb, horrible movie. Those are horrible movies. They're like B movies, or C, and I just love them. I don't know why, but I do. See, Mike Mann says, I think DC should do Elseworld and anthology films. I'd like to see an Arkham Asylum or Red Son Superman. I think, honestly, that's where they're going with this, because the Joker was so successful. I think they know that their shared universe is history. You know, they might resurrect it for some other things, like they might do a Justice League movie somewhere down the line. But I think right now they're going to do these little one-shots and maybe some anthology and some Elseworld type movies. I can see a Kingdom Come movie being popular with them, you know, do that Kingdom Come movie. I think that would be a good one for them to do. Stay away from the shared universe building. Do your own thing. Do what makes DC DC. I think they will do good. And I also think that they realize that you got to keep the tone of the character into it. Like, you can go dark with Joker, but you can't go dark with Superman. You know, you can't go dark with Shazam. Nobody wants a Dark Shazam movie. They want a Shazam movie. Or I know Tevye is here, so a Captain Marvel movie, but it can't be called that. Tevye says, any opinion on the upcoming Crisis on Infinite Earths? I'm so excited for this. The more we hear about, the more excited I am. I was thinking today if certain characters could come back from the dead in it, like Nora, like certain people could come back for it. So I'm wondering who's not been announced that's going to be on it. Let's see. Mike Mann says Joker as Taxi Driver meets the King of Comedy, both movies that had Robert De Niro. Also, Taxi Driver got the same controversy as Taxi Driver after the one guy shot Reagan. Yeah, I just think, but right now everything's like so politically and otherwise motivated that people don't realize that these type of movies existed forever, and they just don't. I don't know. They just don't. They just don't realize that, and they just keep talking about it, like because they want to make a political statement. They want to be heard. They want to make somebody notice that they're reviewing this movie or something, and they're like, oh, this is horrible, it's not a really good movie because of this. They just want that clickbait. Mike Mahan says, have you ever seen Wes Craven's Swamp Thing movie? Yeah, I've seen the Swamp Thing movie. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good at all. One underrated and underappreciated movie that I'm glad is getting more attention is Megamind. I'm not sure if I've seen that. I think I did, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Mike Manhattan says, speaking of funny bad movies, is anyone else convinced that Tommy Wasu is an alien? I think he probably believes that. Brian says, a really funny bad movie you should check out is Wish Upon. It's so inept. I'll check that out. Terry says, any opinion on Jeff Lowe believing Marvel TV and Cloak and Dagger getting canceled? That's why I named this Streaming Wars, who's going to win, because I want to talk about that. So, Tevye, thank you for bringing that up. I think what Disney Plus is going to do, because Disney Plus is going to be just their PG-13 and below. So it's anything from like G to PG-13, that they will show on Disney Plus. They're not going to show you like Deadpool's not coming to Disney Plus. None of their Touchstone movies are coming to Disney Plus. I think they're going to move all that stuff over to Hulu. That's why they're keeping Hulu active. So I think they're going to use Hulu for Fox and Touchstone, and then they're going to keep everything else Disney on Disney Plus. So and I think that could help them and it could hurt them. Especially the way it's going to help them is because they're going to package it together with ESPN and Disney Plus and make it a $12.99 package deal, which you can't pre-order. You can only wait until it comes out, I guess, to do it. But yeah, a lot of people are pre-ordering it. The $69.99 one or the $6.99 package a month. $69.99 a year or $6.99 a month. Yeah, see, Bernie X just says, as much as I loved Iron Man, Infinity War, and Endgame, Winter Soldier is still by far the best MCU movie. 100% agree, Bernie. That is the best movie out there from Marvel. I agree with you 100%. I just love that movie. There's nothing in that movie that I don't need. Like, I need everything. Everything I wanted in the movie was right in that movie. And I love that it was also Captain America movie too. So that's like an extra perk for me. Let's see. Tevye says, I think people making this controversy over the Joker is really stupid. Well, I understand what they're saying. I just don't think that they're, it's valid. I mean, I don't think it's true. Like, I don't think people are like, oh, it's normalizing violence. We normalize violence every time in every media. When you hear about the news and they cover, they break into your, all right, let's just say when there's a shooting, right? What does the news do? They break into every programming and they cover that shooting for about 5 hours, right? So all you hear about all day long is that violence. And you hear about people who are saying, oh, this person was like this and that person was like that. That's normalizing the shooter. So you're already doing it in the media already. And I just don't understand why people are so mad about it being in the movie. It's happened before in other movies. It happens on the news every single night. I mean, every time something happens. Like, just go back and think about when Columbine happened or something like that. They broke into the news. When the shooting was in Texas, they broke into the news, and they, wherever you're watching on TV, they break into that program and they talk about the news. They talk about the shooter. They talk about this. They talk about that. So is it really all that different? Let's see. Mike Mann says there's been rumors that Matt Reeves is planning on adapting The Long Halloween for his Batman movie. That would be really cool. I like The Long Halloween. So I know he's doing a couple villains. There's supposed to be Penguin, Riddler, and Catwoman. So those are like 3 villains that are in talks to being on it. I think they cast the Joker recently. The Riddler recently. Let's see. Brian says, honestly, I feel that there are way too many streaming services. I get they make bank, but too much is too much. Oh, it's going to be a breaking point. Honestly, right now, if you want to know who I think is going to be the winner in all this, it's going to be Roku. And I say that because Roku doesn't have a horse in the streaming race, but Roku's a place where people can get all their streaming from, because Netflix is on there, Hulu's on there, Amazon Prime's on there, DC Universe is on there, CBS All Access is on there, Filmation's on there, Crunchyroll's on there, Apple TV is on there. You can get Apple TV Plus on the Roku box. You can get Disney Plus when that comes out. That's going to go on the Roku box. NBC Peacock is going to go in the Roku box. HBO Max is going to go on the Roku box. So Roku box and TV sets are going to be the big winner, because the Roku's stocks are going up, because people know that Roku is where everybody's going to be turning to watch that. So I think they're going to win it, but I think there's also going to be a crash, because people are going, right now you're going to pay between $75 to $100, depending on what package deal and everything you get, and how many, if you want to get all of them. You're going to pay between $75 to $100 and something for everything. I want to do an article next week on this on Comic Fanatic, but there's a lot of stuff coming out, and there's a lot of things that a lot of people want from different things. Like if you want, like I think it's NBC. I got a list. I think it's NBC. Peacock is going to have what's the name? Doctor Who stuff. Like, you're going to have the stuff like that. Like, those are big things. Amazon Prime, honestly, I don't see really. The reason why I think Amazon Prime does okay is because of the shipping, and then you get TV added into that, because Amazon Prime doesn't have a big breakout show, Hulu has the Handmaiden. They also Netflix has like Stranger Things and Orange is the New Black and House of Cards. That makes Netflix like a name, Hulu has like, again, The Handmaid's Tale or whatever that is. That makes them like a big name. Like, people know Hulu because of that stuff. And a lot of them are going to have those things, but Apple TV Plus, I don't know if they're going to have that big breakout hit. I know they got big names attached to it, like Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston and Oprah Winfrey and all them. But are they going to have big shows? Like, are there shows? Like, are people going to be talking about the morning show on the 1st? Like November 1st when it comes out, Apple TV. Are people going to be like, "Oh my God, did you watch the morning show?" Are they going to be doing that like they were doing with Stranger Things? Is social media going to, is it going to be trending? Yeah, I don't think it's going to, but you have to see. Like, there's a lot of things that are coming out from the streaming services a lot of them are getting exclusive content and all that. Like NBC's getting Punky Brewster and Saved by the Bell. Those are going to hit a lot of nostalgic fans for the 80s and 90s. So I think that's going to help them a little bit. But again, I don't think they have that big breakout thing. But there's going to be some push and pull. It's going to be each one of them. I think are going to have initial success, but I think Netflix is going to come down to maybe Netflix and Disney because they're going to have it. But Netflix has more originality than Disney does. Disney's going to be very limited in what they can do. And I think they're blowing a lot of money in the very first year with all those shows and the budgets that they're using for them. They're going to blow a lot of money. And then that's to give you, oh, this is such great quality stuff. And then they're going to drop that quality. And I think that's when people are going to, not be liking that. Mike Mann says, since Jeff Loeb is leaving Marvel TV, I think he should write another Marvel color book. What character do you think he should write next? So he did Captain America, he did Hulk, he did Spider-Man, Daredevil, he did. How about Iron Man or Thor? Iron Man or Thor? Because those are like big ones that he hasn't done yet. So that's what I would say. Let's see. Or Fantastic Four, maybe. Terry says, speaking of Jeff Loeb, do you think they're finally going to get a good Marvel animated show again? Or say, I don't know, bring back Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes? Tavia, I want you to sit down. I want you to cross your arms, cross your fingers, and tap your chest because I'm going to do something that's going to upset you. Earth's Mightiest Heroes is dead. It's never coming back. That show's been dead. They rebooted Avengers 4 times. And Disney's cartoons has nothing to do with Jeff Loeb. That was Disney. They want the Marvel cartoons to be their entry point to the Marvel universe for the young kids. It has nothing to do with you. They don't want you to watch those. They want kids, boys ages 6 to 12 to watch those shows. That's what they're going for. They're not going for any of us. They're not going for anyone else. They want boys who are ages 6 to 12 to watch that show because they want that entry point. So this way they grow up and they want to buy the comic books and then they want to watch the movies and they become new fans and it proceeds the line. That's what they want. And that's why they're also aiming stuff at young girls now too. Let's see. Brian says, not kidding when I say this, as what they call aspiring filmmaker, I have 2 ideas for 2 R-rated animated Disney films. I even wrote a script for one. That would never be made. Disney will not go off their brand. Disney's brand is no higher than PG-13. That's all they would do. Like they want to make a Deadpool movie, and they want it to be R-rated, but they won't make it through Marvel Studios. They won't, because Marvel Studios is an extension of Disney Pictures. So what they will do is they'll put it through 21st Century Fox studio, and then they'll make it that way. They will not tarnish the Disney name with that. Trust me, they won't. You might be able to make it through a Touchstone or a Fox, but you're not going to get it made by Disney itself. Disney will not do that. They'll use one of their other subsidiaries for that. They'll use one of their other production companies, not them. Mike Mann says, also, I know you don't play video games, but look up Fallout 76 on YouTube. It's been trashed for a year, and it's hilarious. I heard some stuff about Fallout 76 because I do have nephews. My 4 nephews, well, 5, because I got a honorary nephew. My sister-in-law's nephew is my nephew now. I consider him my nephew. But anyway, semantics. They play video games all the time, so I hear stuff like from them, and I play a couple of games like here and there with them. Like I played Marvel Lego. I think it was Marvel. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was Marvel Lego, and I played Jurassic Park Lego with my little nephew. So I do play some video games. I just don't play them. You know, I play it for like hey, yeah, this is fun. What are you doing? Blah blah blah. I talk to him while I'm playing. Then I go away. I don't get involved in it because if I get involved in a video game, I get really competitive. You guys saw how I beat everyone in the music challenges and all the trivia games, and that's just how I am. I'm very competitive when I play a video game or any game. I want to win because you don't play a game to lose. You play a game to win. I don't care who you are. Bernie says, I love Matt Reeves, but his Batman film sounds like it's trying to shove in way too much. It's called The Batman. Focus on him. I agree with that. I do think when I read how many villains he wants to do, I'm thinking, all right, but why? Like, this is supposed to be the first Batman in the movie. I know people don't want origins or anything like that. But I think you can do a build up to the Batman universe if you do it right. Like, I wouldn't mind like a Batman Robin movie because that really hasn't been made except for the one stupid movie. But like, I mean, like with a younger kid too, like a teenager kid, like a 13-year-old or something. Like, I would have loved to see that be built up in there. Let's see. You don't need Riddler or Catwoman. It's just so dumb. Yeah, I think they're adding too much to it. Tevius, has any opinion on the whole Fallout 76 controversy? I don't know it all, Tevius, so I can't have an opinion on it. Mike says, since Disney is remaking animated films, they should remake movies that didn't get recognition, like Treasure Planet, Atlantis. I would love them. I love those two movies. Those two animated movies I can see them being remade on Disney Plus. Honestly, I can see them making live action for Disney Plus. So basically, streaming services are going to crash and burn. It's going to be like how people are right now. People are tired of cable, right? People are saying, "I'm cutting my cable because I'm paying X amount of dollars for it." But if you get all these streaming channels, you're actually going to be paying more for the streaming channels than you are for cable. So it's going to be a matter of what you like to watch. Do you like to watch all this stuff? If you want to watch all this content, you're going to get all those channels, all those streaming services. If you don't want to watch them, or you can't afford to pay for them all, you're going to start picking them up, picking them out, which ones you want. And I also think DC Universe will either be consumed by HBO Max or be offered as a package deal a la Disney Plus and Hulu. Maybe like for an extra $3 or something, you can add DC Universe to your HBO Max package or something like that. Because right now they're already taking the CW CW shows that are coming out this season and putting them onto the HBO Max. So they're going to start saying, okay, we need more content. Stop doing the DC movies over there. Stop doing the DC shows over there. Young Justice is a hit. Let's put it on our bigger platform where we're charging more money and we're getting more people, and we'll add you onto it, So I can see them doing like a Disney thing and bringing that into that fold. So I think they'll leave it for a while, but then they're going to cannibalize it. They're going to bring it in and merge them or something. Package it or merge it, something. Let's see. Brian says, Mike Manhattan after Mulan, they're giving those a break. Although sequels to Aladdin and Lion King they want to do. And remember, we got Lady and the Champ going to DC Plus. So Lady and the Champ is being made into live action, and that's going to DC Plus. Let's see. Tevia says, what about The Man in the High Castle? Not sure. Brian says, I think one Amazon original series that is a breakout is The Boys. Rightfully so, because that show is fantastic. I think it's good. All right. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see people like going crazy over it, I don't think it's for me, Breakout is like Handmaid's Tale Stranger Things, like Stranger Things, like Handmaid's Tale is like here, okay? Stranger Things was here. When that show comes out or a trailer for that show comes out, people go batshit crazy over that. That's what they need. Handmaid's Tale is the closest thing for Hulu that has for that breakout thing. But I don't think like Amazon really has anything. The only thing that I would say would be comparable to it, maybe The Boys for people talking about it. Some they don't talk about it enough, and also for other stuff, transparent that got big critic stuff. So but again, no one's really talking about that show. Even though it gets great critic response, no one talks about it. No one goes online and tweets about it all the time while it's on. Put out a trailer for Stranger Things. When Stranger Things 4 was just announced, that was trending on Twitter. Just a simple teaser that said 4. It went trending on Twitter right away. I don't see anything happening like that with any of the Amazon Prime stuff. And I have Amazon Prime. I like some of this stuff on there. And some of that stuff is leaving because they're having Psych going to I think Psych's going to NBC, to Peacock, I think. So you're going to NBC or it's going to, I think it's NBC. They're taking Psych. They're going to do the Doctor Who stuff that's going over there. A whole bunch of the stuff is going over to the Peacock from Amazon Prime. Kerry says, any opinion on The Boys Amazon series? I just gave my opinion. I think it's a great series. I just don't think it's Stranger Things or Orange is the New Black or House of Cards or any of those series where like what they need, honestly, what Amazon Prime needs is something akin to like HBO had what's that? Game of Thrones. Like that was the big it thing for HBO. Everybody went and subscribed to HBO Go so they can get that show and they can watch it. What do people go to Amazon Prime to? I'm going to register for Amazon Prime just to watch this show. They don't have that. Netflix has, like I said, Stranger Things, and that's going to be coming in soon. Netflix needs another Stranger Things. They do because they want to compete, especially now. Brian says, which is worse, Catwoman or Fan Four Stick? For me, it's the former. Fan Four Sticks for me. Catwoman was atrocious, but Fan Four Stick was multiple assault on everything. Like it assaulted you in every way possible. That was like that was just a horrible movie. It was like Roger Corman's Fantastic Four movie was better than that one. Okay? That is the worst Fantastic Four movie made, and that's including Roger Corman's horrible Fantastic Four movie. Let's see. Have you ever heard of this movie called The Lighthouse? It's starring Robert Pattinson and William Dafoe. Yes, I have. I'm not sure if I've seen it or if someone told me to watch it and I got it and I didn't see it yet, but I heard of it. I just saw Lighthouse yesterday. It was really okay. Then I didn't see it. Okay, I'm going to see it. I think that's what it is. I knew someone was telling me I had to see it. I remember saying I'm going to. But we got back Young Justice. Yes, we did get back Young Justice, but Young Justice is not Marvel, and Young Justice is also, again, Disney, and Disney's owned by Warner Brothers, which is owned by Warner Media, and Warner Media is doing the whole HBO Go Max thing, and they're going to eventually want to bring that into them because they're going to want that successful show onto their platform. They're going to want the DC original series onto that. It's going to be more cost effective for Warner Media to do it that way. Let's see. Mike Manhattan says, "Have you read John Carpenter's Joker one shot?" Yeah, that was out last week or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I read that one. It was okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like great either. Like it wasn't something I was like, I didn't make my top 5 that week. I know at the moment, Brian says, I know at the moment Disney won't make an R-rated movie, but you can't know if you can't try. If you won't know if you don't try. True, but I can guarantee you Disney won't do it. Disney is a company that's been out for a very long time, and Walt Disney himself set mandates for what is to come for Disney World. Disney as a brand. To this day, they still do things his way, and I don't see that changing, honestly. It could be made by Disney, but through Touchstone or Fox. I'm just saying they're not going to do that through their brand. It's their brand. They wouldn't buy Twitter. Dude, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, they had a chance to buy Twitter. A huge thing that would have been in their arsenal. You know how huge that would have been for Disney? They would have made a lot of money there. Twitter stock went up after that deal went through. Disney stock did not. Disney stock went down a little. All right. So they could have used Twitter. They could have bought Twitter. You know why they didn't? They said it's too horrible. People are too nasty on Twitter for the Disney brand. They wouldn't even buy Twitter because it was too off the Disney brand. Okay. A social media they would not buy because a huge social media platform that would have been a huge win for them. Like they would have had, people would have been going on to, all right, every day you go onto Twitter. Everybody goes on. Like so many people go onto Twitter every freaking day. They check Twitter 5,000 times a day. You know, you're always checking Twitter, right? You're tweeting out stuff. You're, live tweeting stuff, blah, 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 blah. All that would have been great for Disney. They could have used that. They chose not to because it wasn't on brand, okay? Because of the way people hate and spiel violence and all that on there, and hatred and bullying on Twitter. They would not put that in their brand, and that's a social media platform. So that just shows you right there where Disney's head is. They will never ever go off brand. They won't. It will be too much. That's why they acquired Touchstone Pictures. That's why they acquired Fox, so they can have those to do that stuff for them. Except all the Marvel, Tevye says, except all the Marvel anime shows have been cheap beyond hell, and some people said they did the same thing about Young Justice, and that came back, so why can't Avengers? Because it's not the same thing, Tevye. Marvel, DC. Two different things, okay? Young Justice was canceled because toy sales did not meet the requirements to be aired on Cartoon Network because they were getting a portion of the toy sale merchandising. Marvel doesn't do that, okay? Disney Channel, Disney XD did not do that. They just wanted to change route. Disney wanted to make multiple tiers of fandoms, okay? So they want to get the young kids, and now they're even going younger than that. They want younger kids. That's why they're doing that other show. I forget what their show is, where they kind of look like these Marvel superheroes, that type of show. Like, they're all clunky and big. They're doing that show for the preschoolers. This is Marvel animated shows right now are for boys ages 6 to 12. That's the market they want. They don't want you. They don't want me. They don't want Burning. They don't want Mike Manhattan. They don't want someone who's in their 60s. They don't want someone in their 30s and someone in their 20s. They don't want someone who's 18. They want a 6-year-old to 12-year-old boy to watch those shows, and that's why they do them. And they want the Spider-Man one. They want more diverse people. That's why they threw in Spider-Man to get into girls who are 6 to 12 years old. They don't want older people watching that. Let's see. Mike Mann says, "Have you seen the anime movie Steam Boy? It's from director of Akira." No, I have not, but I do have it in my queue, I think, but I have not seen it yet. Burning says, "I love Steam Boy." Also says, "F Batman Robin." Yeah, that's from Titans. That was, I think that got totally blown out of proportion when that trailer came out. People were freaking out about that. But it got people talking about Titans, right? About DC Universe. Like that got people talking. Mike Mann says, if we get a Catwoman movie, should it be a heist film with heroes and villains or something else? I think it should be a heist film. It should be like Ant-Man, but without the comedy. It should be something like Ocean's 8, but with just Catwoman, something like that. Any opinion on My Hero Academia season 4? I love this season. It's been so much fun. It just started, so I'm enjoying it so far. I always love it, My Hero Academia, so I'm enjoying it so far. So when the streaming services go obsolete, cable is probably going to make a comeback. Cable's not going anywhere. Honestly, you got older people who are comfortable with cable. They want cable. They want to watch their TV. They don't want to buy an antenna. No one wants to buy an antenna. Do you? No. You want cable TV. That's what people want cable TV for. And they're going to watch it. They'll get a basic package and they'll get a couple of streaming services. That's it. Cable's not going anywhere. And NBC, Peacock is going to give you, because they own Comcast. NBC owns Comcast. In case anybody doesn't know that, NBC owns Comcast, and they're going to give anybody who has Comcast free NBC Peacock. So you're going to get that for free. And let's see. Also, it's announced that what is it? Which one's going to I forget which one it was. Let me see real fast. I got a couple notes real fast here. Just let me check this out real fast. Just let me check this. Because I know someone else is going to HBO Max is going to AT&T, which again, if you don't know, AT&T bought Warner Media. So AT&T, you get HBO Max for free. So if your phone company is AT&T or your cell provider is AT&T, you're getting HBO Max for free. If you have Comcast, you're getting that for free. NBC Peacock for free. So I think that's smart. They're pairing it up with their other companies. They're using that, and that is smart. Let's see. I don't think Catwoman will even be a villain. Also, if he is adapting a Long Halloween, then there probably would be quite a few villains. Yeah, if he adapts it, if he does, that would be it. But I think he said he wasn't adapting it. He's not adapting that, and he's not adapting year one. He said. Bernie says I can see Deadpool making a joke about cable cutting the cable. That I can see that. I can see that for sure. Mike Manis is also Paul Dano was cast as Riddler. Yeah, that's who it was. I've seen that guy in some movies and always gets the crap beat out of him. Fair with the Riddler. Mike Manis says, have you seen Martin Scorsese's The Irishman? No, I have not. I'm going to, though. Terry says, any opinion on the upcoming Avengers game? Because I am so excited for the Avengers game because it looks really awesome and badass. I haven't seen it. I probably will buy it for my nephews, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Bernie says, I have to ask, what do you think of Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola's thoughts on Marvel movies? I think they are allowed to feel that way. And I think people took some of their statements out of context. I know, like he said, it was compared to an amusement park, a roller coaster ride or something like that. if he feels that way, he can feel that way. I don't understand why people are so snobby when someone says something about it. It's not his genre, He's trying to be Martin Scorsese to make a Martin Scorsese movie in a world where superhero movies are the thing now. Okay, it used to be where a thought-provoking, um, masterpiece was, where the cinematography was so important and this and that. Now it's all about special effects and action sequences. It's like, what if like Terminator became like those action type films like Terminator and all them, and they would have been even more of those in the 80s and 90s, and they really blew up like the superhero movies have. A lot of people probably would say the same thing about them, and they have. I just think people are getting oversensitive about what they said about it. Let them say it. I mean, they're entitled to their opinion, and people are entitled to their opinion about them too. So I just don't see why people can't like say, okay, that's how you think. That's how you think. Fine, They make a new Avengers movie. If they, I think they should have them fight the builders across the galaxy and call it Avengers World. They won't do that yet. They're probably going to do the next Avengers will probably have something to do with Secret Invasion or something like that. Wasn't Fan Four Stick trying to adapt the Ultimate Fantastic Four comics in a way, and they failed miserably. Burning says a great movie to watch on Halloween that isn't Halloween is Trick or Treat. That was okay. I like Halloween Town. I don't know. I know it's cheesy, it's Disney, but I always love Halloween Town for Halloween. I always do. But I always watch the scary movies too. Like I watch all the big scary movies. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. Those are my favorite movies to watch. Psycho, all those movies. Debbie says, so why can't Disney Plus do the same thing but make good Marvel anime shows again instead of these being cheap? First, they're not cheap. Anime shows are not cheap. You may not like the product, but again, Tevia, it's not made for you. So they really don't care what you think. They don't care what I think. They care what their audience thinks. And the kids are liking it. They're buying the merchandise. They're watching the show. They're buying the book bags. They're buying the toys. So they don't really care what you think. Brian says, I would like to steer Disney back to more weird, out of the box and ambitious things again, and try to get again, can't know if I don't try. I do get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, again, go for it, pitch it. But I just think that if they like it, they're not going to say, okay, let's make it with Disney. They're going to say, okay, let's make it with Touchstone. Disney's never made a buff. They never made a PG, anything above PG-13. They've never made it, and they never will. That's just what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to be realistic with you. I'm trying to be real there. I hope you're the best. And again, don't hold it. Don't say don't close off the opportunity to get it made by Touchstone or Fox either. If they do like it, let them make it for that. You're still getting it made. I think if you just put it in a box and say this can only be made for Disney, I think you're going to put yourself in a box that you can't get out of. What are your top 5 favorite John Carpenter movies? I'm going to have to, I can't say that here because I'll have to really look at them all and, think about that. That's something I had to get a list of and then think about it and go over it and really do it. I can't just, not something I readily have available in my head. Like some things I know my list of, my top 5, my top 10, but that is something I've never really thought of listing. So, but good question. I have to do that. I'll get back to you. I'll post that in Discord, Mike Manhattan. I'll do that probably this weekend. I'll look over and get it. Join our Discord, okay? It's in the descriptions below. It's in the description below. check out the Discord link. Join it. It's free. And it's a fun service. We have fun on there. Have you read the novel Dune, and are you going to see the upcoming movie? Yes and yes. And is it NBC Peacock or is it HBO Go? Who has Dune? Let me see. Who owns the rights to Dune? Let me see. Legendary Entertainment has the rights to Dune, granting rights to. Let me see. Who owns Legendary? Who owns Legendary Pictures? I think it's HBO Go. One of them are going to have the Dune prequel series that's coming out for that. Like it's going to be a prequel to it. So I think it's either NBC or Peacock or it's HBO Go. One of them. I mean HBO Max. I keep saying HBO Go. HBO Max is going to have that. It's going to be a TV series. Bernie says, I don't think John Carpenter has made a movie I flat out dislike. Escape from LA and Ghost of Mars are at least schlocky fun. Let's see. Tevia says, that's sad and depressing because I remember Marvel Animation making great Marvel animated shows like Wolverine and the X-Men and Spectacular Spider-Man and X-Men Evolution. Two of those are good. I didn't really like Wolverine and the X-Men. I didn't. But I liked Spectacular Spider-Man and X-Men Evolution. And yeah, they did make them. And they were made for a different audience. These are made for the kids. I understand why they're doing it. They want to separate, the age groups. They want to hit this demographic with this product, this demographic with this product, and this demographic with that product. They don't want to hit one people. They don't want to hit us because we already are there. They don't want to hit us. We also got the movies for that. So they're giving TV shows for the teenagers and the young adults, and they're getting the cartoons for the little kids, and then they got another cartoon for the younger kids. They're coming out with cartoons for that. They're going to do I forget what they're doing. I think it's like Devil Dinosaur. Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur is getting a cartoon, for that younger girl demographic. Let's see. Mike Mann says, do you think we'll still be alive when Doomsday Clock issue 12 comes out? Yeah, it comes out in December, so we'll be alive. At least I will be. I don't know about you. I'll be alive. Honestly, Mike Mann says, didn't even know AT&T still existed. Yeah, they still exist. Brian says, is there a chance the Killing Joke will be getting adapted a second time, but this time done right? I hope so. They did never say never because they did Superman, Death of Superman. So and they did that right, because they did Doomsday, Superman Doomsday, and that sucked. That was an adaptation of that. And 10 years later, they readapted it into Death of Superman and the Reign of Superman movies. So, in 9 more years, they might remake it. Let's see. Mike Mann says he also said that barely saw any of the movies and that there is not real cinema and that there is no emotion or connection to the movies. And he may not, because I think he makes a different kind of movie and he sees emotions and connections differently than Marvel producers do. So Bernice has actually met an actor who played Jason in Friday the 13th remake and recently Swamp Thing, Derek Mears, super nice guy. It's weird to think that they're nice people, but most of them are. It's really weird that people who play serial killers are usually nice. I can't think of his name. Why can't I think of his name? The guy who played Freddy Krueger in all the movies was super nice, and he plays a serial killer. It's weird how those people are usually like super nice people. Tavia says, any opinion on Cloak and Dagger getting canceled? I already answered that, Tavia, when you asked that first question way back when we started the show. So I did answer that. I'm going to be closing up soon, guys, so get your questions in, and we're going to be wrapping this up. Brian says, pitch it to the guys who animated Castlevania. Okay. Mike says, let's see, who made Castlevania? Let me see. Konami Digital Entertainment Distinctive Software. Anime. Let's see. Federator Studios and Powerhouse Animation Studios. So that's who made it. Let's see. Oh wait. Brian says, good advice. The thing I wrote and designed to be Disney, and the second idea is a crossover between that Tangled and Frozen. Interesting. They might want you to, soften it up. Also, no hard feelings whatsoever, Jay. Okay, cool. I was just trying to be realistic about that. And you might even get it and just say, let's just make this into a PG-13 movie, lower the rating, take out some cursors or whatever is in there. Terry says, any opinion on DC stories you would like to see them adapt for animated movies or another animated series? Because personally, in my opinion, I would love Super Sons animated series or Dark Knight Metal. I don't know. I think maybe Jeff Johns' Teen Titans I would like to see adapted into something, into a movie. Let's see. Brian says, I did really hate David Lynch's Dune. That movie's garbage. Mike says, did you hear a while ago DC was looking into Lobo movie directed by Michael Bay? I'd like to see that movie. I wouldn't like to see it, but I did hear a rumor that I think we talked about that before. Bernie says, hell no Michael Bay ruins everything he touches. Usually he does, yes. Debbie says, so do you think Runaways is going to be getting canceled? Yes, I do. It's either going to be canceled or it's going to be getting canceled and then repackaged into Disney Plus. Because again, I think Hulu is going to be reshaped into a vehicle for their Touchstone and Fox acquisitions. So anything that's going to be there, because they're never going to put that on Disney Plus. So they're keeping that Hulu for a reason. And I think it's going to be shifted for Fox and Touchstone. Anything above PG-13 will be on there. I think that's what they're going to go with it for. She would probably hate a lot of things. Like me. What about the Offenders with Howard the Duck and the other rated R movie animated series? They're not going to be on there. Nothing is going to be. Disney Plus is not going to air anything above PG-13. They already said that flat out. They will not put anything above PG-13 on Disney Plus. Anything above PG-13 will be on Hulu probably. So if you want to catch that, like again, Deadpool, whatever, it's going to be, because Disney owns them all now. That's all going to be on DC Hulu. That'll probably go on Hulu, and they're going to put their PG-13 and below on Disney Plus. So it's going to be a separation. All right, so. Bernie says, sucks that Cloak and Dagger got canceled. Shockingly good show. Yeah, I just think it made the wrong network, because like not that many people watch Freeform that are going to be into that stuff. They needed to put it on a different platform, and maybe it could come back on Disney Plus. They could resurrect that show. Burning says Robert Englund. Yes, that's his name. I couldn't think of his name, and he is an incredibly intelligent guy. He is, and he's really nice too. I know people who knew him. Well, know him. Well, final question. I'm just wondering, are you excited for Wonder Woman 1984? Yes, I am. I loved Wonder Woman. That was my favorite DC movie. I think it's better than most of Marvel movies, honestly. I think it was better than most of the Marvel movies that came out in the recent times. Not better than what's the name? Not better than Winter Soldier, but it's right next to Winter Soldier for me. Also, Tyler Name, who played Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie Halloween movie, played Sabretooth in the first X-Men film. Yeah. Tyler Maine. Yeah. I'm sorry, I said Tyler Name. It's Tyler Maine. I also met Tyler Maine, another very cool, laid-back guy. Yeah, it's, again, weird that the people who play, like, horror villains are really nice people. Mike Manhattan says, Robert Englund's his name. He also played Vulture in Spectacular Spider-Man and Scarecrow in Injustice 2. Yes. Terry says, yep, that's right. Mike Manhattan says, have you read the Hellboy comics or seen movies? Yes and yes. I read Hellboy. I read the Hellboy universe movies. Books. And I've seen the movies. And it's a shame that they wouldn't do the third one with him. Let's see. Bernie says, don't care for what Disney has to offer. The only interest, hope I have is Frozen 2, and hopefully they don't find a way to F that up. We'll see very soon because that's coming out soon. So, and I'll be doing a show on that. So do you think Disney having way too much power and is dangerously close to a monopoly? I don't think they're dangerously close, but I do think they're getting close to it. They're not dangerously close. Let's see. Mike Mann says Super Mario Son is supposed to get an animated film. When is it coming out? I'm not sure the exact date. Let me see. Superman Red Son animated movie. Let me see. Release date. Let's see. It just says 2020. It doesn't say when. It doesn't say when. It just says 2020. So sometime in 2020. That's when it'll be out. Thoughts on the last Hellboy movie? The last one? It was okay, but I like Ron Perlman. Bernie says, admittedly, I think so. Hellboy 2019 was hilariously bad. It was okay. I don't think it was horrible. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman movies were dead. Were Hellboy for me. This was not. All right, that's everything for tonight. Check out the channel. I'm gonna have more things coming up. Check out Comic Fanatic. There's some more things going on over there. Also, check out the Discord. If you want to join us in the conversation, we have games and everything going on over there. Check it out. It's in the link. It's free. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to pay anything. It doesn't bug you. You just go in there and you chat and have fun. So go over there and say hi to everybody. Terry says, yep, that's also where we're getting another Justice League Dark anime movie called Apocalypse Wars. Bernie says, interesting bit of trivia. The current CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, is a Trekkie, but he can never own Star Trek. I don't want him to go anywhere near that. Hellboy 29 sucked in my opinion. Let's see. Mike says Fathom Events is releasing Gundam character Gundam Charge Counterattack one night only for the 4th anniversary. Cool. Bernie says it sucked, but it's so beautifully sucked. Bernie says, thanks, Jay. Thank you guys for coming out. Again, I'll be doing another one of these next month. There's also some stuff coming up. I'll announce more of that on my Discord and stuff like that. So go check that out. Again, please go join it and have fun. Until then, bye everybody.